I'm doing a video on a 380 handgun that I've talked about in some of my previous videos that I carry quite often, and this is a Bersa 380 Thunder. Now, I own a couple of these. This is just a single stack 7-shot, and I own two of the Thunder Plus, which are 15 shots, which I will do a video on later. Um, this gun is built in Argentina. It's built along the PPK type gun by Walther, and this is a really good gun. I can say I think I got a really good deal on this gun when I bought it, but I've never had a problem with this gun. It's a very accurate gun, very accurate, and I do carry it quite often, especially in the summer months when I can't conceal my normal gun, which is a SIG 229. This is what I carry, and I really enjoy this gun. And I know there's a lot of 380s on the market today. There's just unbelievable amounts, especially little pocket pistols, but I have large hands and those guns are just way too small for me, and so I choose not to carry those. But this is a 380 caliber. It's easier to conceal than a lot of full-size guns. It's still bigger than a lot of your other guns, like your Ruger or your M&P Shields or whatnot. But this gun here, it's a very reliable gun. I don't know if anybody out there really has done a thorough video on these or shot them, but I'll tell you what, I can't ever remember one time I've had this gun jam up or give me a problem of any kind. And I've shot all kinds of different ammo through it. I've shot hollow point, full metal jacket, and it's very reliable. I've never had an issue with the gun, and it's very accurate. Now, basically, it's semi-automatic, single double, and it's also got some safety features on it that I really like. Anyone out there familiar with this gun know what I'm talking about, but there's a key that goes here, and when you insert that key and lock this, what it does is basically locks up the entire gun. Another safety feature I like about it is you can see there's not a magazine in it, and hammers back. Without a magazine, the gun it won't fire, and that's got to do with there's a little lever here, little switch, and it gets tripped by the magazine down here is what trips it on the magazine to engage it. But if the magazine is not in the gun, this gun will not fire. Now, it does have a safety, and most of the time I carry it, I don't carry it with safety on, but for those of you out there that like having safeties on guns, it does come with one. It also has windage on the rear sight. Sights are pretty accurate. They're pretty good. I don't really have any complaints about it. You can't really expect too much out of a small gun like this as far as what the sights are going to be. But anyone who's ever had one of these or seen like SIGs, they build a small frame like this too, but you know, the disassembly process is very similar on all those. You have a lever here, you push the lever forward like that, and the barrel is fixed. The barrel is fixed right to the frame, so when you pull it back, you got to lift up a little bit and then bring it forward like so. And as you can see, the barrel is fixed, and that might be part of the reason why this gun's so accurate, is because it does have a fixed barrel. But yeah, disassembly is rather pretty simple on it, as you can see. And reassembly, you just put the lever forward again and just bring it back, drop it down, and bring it forward. Like I said, you have to have the magazine in it for it to be operable. But anyone out there who's looking for a 380, and I know a lot of women out there don't like full-size guns, and this is the gun that my wife really likes. She really likes shooting this. I don't have any complaints about this gun. It's been a very, very reliable gun. I've shot a lot of rounds through it, and I've never had a problem with it. And it's still in reasonably good shape. I mean, it probably could use a refinish on it because it's had so much carry use out of it. But the main purpose of this video is just to show people, as you can see, I do have large hands, but got the pinky extension on here on the magazine, which allows me to be able to carry it and shoot it and use it well. Now, some of the smaller frame guns, my pinky's just hanging out there, and I don't like that. It's just, it doesn't feel right for me when I shoot the gun. It's just very awkward for me. I had a SIG 250 subcompact, and I ran into problems with that because when I would shoot it, because the handle, the grip was so small on it, what I was doing was I wasn't able to get any leverage with my pinky, and so I was gripping it so tight that I was hitting the magazine release, and I was dropping the mags out of it. And up to date, that's the only SIG handgun I've ever owned that I sold, because I couldn't get a good firm grip on it. So I like the extension on it because it does allow me to use my full hand when I grip the gun. But it's a very good gun. And they're not expensive. I mean, you can go out and buy a Walther PPK or the SIG, but you're going to pay close to twice what you're going to pay for this gun. And is it worth it? I don't really think so. I personally wouldn't pay the extra to get a gun that's basically essentially the same thing as this. I don't see what you're gaining. You're not gaining anything in reliability. If the gun didn't work right and it didn't function right, I'd tell you, but I've never had an issue with this gun. And it's, you know, my daughter shot it, my wife shot it, and everyone that shoots it really likes it. And it's a good platform weapon too, because it, you know, some of the problem I have a lot of them really small pocket guns is just, they just jump around so much. They just jump all over the place when you're shooting them, and the accuracy is horrendous on some of them. This one here, I mean, it's very accurate, and it doesn't bounce all over when you're trying to shoot it, because it's just the right size to where it allows you to get enough grip on it to where it's not going to jump around. And it's, you know, it's got a little bit of weight to it. It's not heavy. I wouldn't call it a heavy gun. You know, full magazine, it doesn't really weigh that much, but you can see it allows someone with large hands like mine to get a firm grip on it. But it's also good for people with smaller hands too. So anyone out there who might be looking for a 380 that you want to conceal, you know, and like I say, it's not the smallest 380 on the market, but it is very reliable. That's the main thing I like about this weapon, is the reliability of it, and it just doesn't malfunction. I've never had issues with it. I can't ever remember this gun jamming up on me, not once. And that goes for just about any type of ammo I've ever shot through it. But if you're looking for a small 380 handgun, and say for a woman particularly, you carry this in your purse, no problem. And sometimes I'll carry it in my coat pocket. You know, sometimes just depending on what I'm wearing or what I have on, you can wear it in an inside holster. It just works good. It's got a lot of different places to where you can carry this, because it is compact enough to where it allows you to do that. Now they do also build what's called a CC, which is, it's just kind of a smaller, slimmer version of this. I've never shot one, but I have held one, and they also feel like they'd be fairly comfortable. But this is the one I like. Now, when I do the next, I'll do a video in the future on the Plus model, which is a 15 round double stack. That gun, the grip's naturally going to be wider because it's a double stack, but essentially it's the same gun. Everything on it's the same pretty much, only it's a higher capacity. But people out there who might be looking at this, and they look at the price of it, and they think that because it doesn't cost as much, it's not as expensive as some of the higher end ones, that it's not as good. And I would totally disagree with that statement. This gun is just as good. I'd put it up against any of them, to be honest with you. I was fortunate when I got this. I think I paid $150 for this. I'll just tell you what I paid for it. And yeah, it's a good deal. I mean, you can buy them now a little over $300. I think right around $300 is what they're going for. The Plus models go for about $369 or so. But it's a really good gun. So anyone out there is looking for, I don't want to say cheap, I want to say inexpensive. An inexpensive firearm that's very reliable and won't give you any issues, and particularly if you want to carry it, this would be something to look at. I mean, I recommend this gun to a lot of people. I really do, because I've had such good luck with it. I've never had it malfunction. And so I do, when people are telling me they want to get a gun, and if they want something small enough to say put in a purse or something for a woman, this makes a good gun. It's a good carry weapon. Yeah, it's a 380, and it's not, you know, going to have the stopping power as your higher caliber guns are, but I don't want to get shot with any gun myself. I think it works good, and it'd be good for somebody particularly who, as a woman, might be concerned about carrying something that's too large for her or something she can't handle. This would be a good alternative. This is something to go look into. I'm really happy with the gun. I don't have any complaints about it up to this point. Everything on it has functioned as it should, and like I said, it's got a lot of good safety features on it, more than most guns. Most of my guns are SIGs, and they basically have no safety features on them. But like I said, this one, you can lock the gun out right here, or if you remove the magazine, the gun's inoperable. So it just depends on what you want to do with it. For me, it's just something I like to carry when I don't have room, or I got to be more careful, especially in the warmer months, what I carry, because I can't hide certain guns as easily during the summer months as the winter. And this is what I carry a lot in the summer. I like the gun. This is what I carry, and I recommend it to people just simply based on the reliability factor of it. I mean, it's just a very reliable gun. It just does not malfunction. This one doesn't. I haven't had any problems with this gun. And like I keep saying, it's very accurate too. It's a very accurate weapon. So anyone out there who's looking at a 380 gun, give one of these a look. See what you think of it. Go out, shoot one, try it out, see how you like it. It's a good alternative to some of the more expensive ones that are basically the same frame out there on the market today. So I hope this video is helpful to anyone who might be interested.